Let's start with a number that might be hard to hear, but it's crucial we face it together. 4.5 million dog bites happen in the US every year. That's a staggering figure, and it speaks to a widespread misunderstanding between humans and our canine companions. And when you look at the data from many city bite reports, German Shepherds often rank among the top 5 breeds involved. Now, this isn't to single out or villainize this incredible breed. In fact, it's the opposite. It's a call to understand them more deeply, because their intelligence, loyalty, and protective instincts are the very traits that, when mismanaged or misunderstood, can lead to these situations. That stat sounds scary, so let me show you a calm plan that works. A plan that honors the breed's heritage while building a foundation of trust and safety for your family and your dog. If you live with a German Shepherd who growls when someone approaches their food bowl, lunges at other dogs or people on walks, or snaps when you try to take a toy, please know you are not alone. This is a challenge many dedicated Shepherd owners face, and it doesn't make you a bad owner or your dog a bad dog. Today, I'm breaking down what aggression really is. It's communication, not a character flaw. We'll explore exactly where it comes from, looking at the deep-seated reasons behind the behavior. And most importantly, I'll give you a proven, science-backed way to turn that chaos into calm, safely and effectively, without confrontation or intimidation. If you're committed to helping your Shepherd, hit that subscribe button, tap like, and please share this with anyone who loves Shepherds. Your share could change a life. Here's the challenge most owners face, and see if this resonates with you. Your dog explodes at the door, a frenzy of barking and lunging the second the doorbell rings. They race along the fence, a blur of fur and teeth creating a barrier of intimidation. And walks have become a nightmare of tension and reactivity. Inside, they're the sweetest, most affectionate companion, a gentle giant who follows you from room to room. But then, out of nowhere, they suddenly guard a toy, their body going rigid. They might guard their food, sending a clear message to back off. Or, in a confusing display of loyalty, they even guard you from your own family members. This is what we call rehearsed behavior. One big reaction makes the next one easier, faster, and more intense. The neural pathways for that response get stronger with every single outburst. And often, well-meaning advice from friends, family, or outdated TV shows says to be alpha or show who's boss. You try to dominate or punish the growl, and suddenly, things get much, much worse. The growl was a warning. By punishing it, you've just taught your dog to bite without warning. So you start avoiding walks, or you only go out at 5 a.m. or 11 p.m. to avoid seeing anyone. You stop having friends over, canceling play dates and barbecues. Your world shrinks, and you start feeling isolated, embarrassed, and judged by your neighbors. Sound familiar? I've been there with hundreds of clients, and I know you love your dog more than anything. That love is our starting point, so let's get curious, not furious. Let's become detectives of our dog's behavior. First, the most important mindset shift. Aggression is a behavior, not a personality trait. Your dog isn't mean or dominant. They are communicating distress in the only way they know how. It's often a symptom of a deeper issue. Let's break down the most common causes. First, genetics and breed traits. German Shepherds were meticulously bred to be alert, protective, and driven. They are guardians by nature. In a working context, that's a celebrated asset. In a suburban home, that same instinct to alert and protect can be triggered by the mail carrier, joggers, or kids on bikes. Second, environment. A lack of positive, controlled early socialization during their critical puppy window can leave them ill-equipped to handle novelty. Living in chaotic spaces with inconsistent rules and unpredictable human behavior creates anxiety. They don't know what to expect, so they're always on edge. Third, stress and fear. This is huge. Think of it as trigger stacking. The loud garbage truck in the morning, then the mail carrier at noon, then a stranger walking too close to the house in the afternoon. Each event adds a little more stress water to their bucket. The final trigger, another dog on a walk, causes the bucket to overflow into a huge reaction, even though that one trigger alone might not have been enough. Fourth, frustration. This is often called barrier frustration. Barriers like fences, windows, or even a tight leash prevent your dog from investigating or creating distance from something that concerns them. That inability to control their own space builds immense frustration, which explodes as barking and lunging. And fifth, Never overlook pain or medical issues. A dog in pain has a much shorter fuse. Chronic pain from hip dysplasia, itchy skin allergies, or a thyroid imbalance can all manifest as aggression. Your absolute first step with any new or worsening aggression is to rule these out with your vet. Get a full physical and blood panel. And finally, there's a skills deficit. Your dog is reacting this way because they simply haven't been taught a better, calmer way to handle these big feelings. That's where we come in. Here's the turning point, my go-to framework for every aggression case. It's an acronym: calm, control, analyze, learn, modify. C, create safety with management. This is non-negotiable. Management is not training, it's prevention. It stops the rehearsal of bad behavior and immediately lowers stress for everyone. This means using tools like a well-fitted, non-restrictive harness to give you better control without causing pain, a solid 6-foot leash, never a retractable one, and starting positive muzzle conditioning. A basket muzzle is a fantastic safety tool that allows your dog to pant, drink, and take treats, while ensuring no bites can happen. It's a sign of a responsible owner. In the house, use baby gates to create safe zones. Apply visual barriers like privacy film on windows to block sightlines to triggers, and actively create distance on walks. See a trigger, cross the street, duck behind a car. Your goal is to lower the temperature fast. A, analyze your dog's triggers. Get that detective hat on. We need data. I want you to create a simple 2-column list. In the first column, write down what sets off the reaction. Be specific. Not just other dogs, but small, fluffy dogs, or men with hats. In the second column, write, how far away was the trigger before the reaction started? This is your dog's threshold. You need to measure this distance. Is it 100 feet, 50 feet, the length of a car? Knowing this number is your key to success. You can also add a column for intensity on a scale of 1 to 5, and note the duration of the reaction. This data tells you exactly where your training needs to start. Always outside that threshold distance. L. Learn an alternative behavior. Your dog is reacting because they don't know what else to do. We need to give them a new, simple job that is incompatible with lunging and barking. We'll teach 3 core skills. Practice these in a quiet environment first until they are fluent. First, look at me. This teaches your dog to voluntarily check in with you. Simply hold a treat to your eye. Say, look. And, the second they make eye contact, mark with an enthusiastic, yes, and give them the treat. Second, let's go. This is your emergency exit. In a happy tone say, let's go, and immediately turn and jog a few steps in the opposite direction. When your dog follows, reward them. It turns a retreat into a fun game. And third, place. Teach your dog to go to a specific mat or bed and settle. This is invaluable for managing behavior at the front door, or when guests are over. Reward them for staying on the mat, especially for calm behaviors like lying down and taking a deep breath. M. Modify the underlying emotion with desensitization and counterconditioning, or DS-CC. This is the heart of the transformation. We are changing how your dog about their triggers, from scary thing to predictor of snacks. You'll position your dog at that safe distance you measured earlier, far enough away that they can see the trigger but are not reacting. They should be sub-threshold. The moment the trigger appears, a treat party begins. Rain high-value food, chicken, cheese, hot dogs, one after another. The moment the trigger disappears from view, the party ends. All treats stop. The trigger makes the good stuff happen, and its absence makes the good stuff stop. Over many short sessions you will gradually decrease the distance, maybe by just 1 or 2 steps. But only if your dog remains loose, relaxed, and able to eat happily. If they get stiff or stop taking treats, you've moved too fast. Simply add more distance and try again. Here's the magic of making progress. I stack wins in very short reps. Keep your training sessions to just a few minutes. Aim for 5 clean, successful reps where your dog stays calm, then stop on that high note. End before your dog gets tired or stressed. If you get 2 shaky reps in a row, where your dog is a little stiff or hesitant, that's your cue to back up. Increase the distance and make it easier. What we never do is flooding, forcing your dog to face their fears up close. This only confirms their belief that the world is terrifying. There is no yelling, no leash corrections, And absolutely no alpha games. You're not suppressing behavior. You're changing the root emotion. You're teaching your shepherd that the world is predictable, that you are their safe guide, and that calm focus on you earns the best rewards. Now, a critical safety note. If you're dealing with a history of severe bites that have broken skin, any resource guarding directed at children, or behavior that is rapidly escalating, this is not a DIY project. Your immediate next step is to bring in a certified professional, like a certified applied animal behaviorist, a board-certified veterinary behaviorist, or a certified professional dog trainer with extensive experience in aggression cases. Your love for your dog is the fuel that will drive this change, but skilled professional guidance is the map that ensures you reach your destination safely. Okay, let's do a quick recap of our calm plan. First, manage the environment to prevent reactions. Safety first, always. Second, measure your dog's triggers and thresholds. Data is your best friend. Third, teach alternative behaviors so your dog has a better choice to make. And fourth, change the underlying emotion with patient, systematic desensitization and counter-conditioning. The key to all of this is to be consistent. Be incredibly patient with your dog and with yourself. And please, get professional help early if you feel overwhelmed or unsafe. I truly want to help you on this journey. Drop a comment below with your shepherd's name and your single biggest challenge. I read every single one. And I'll be answering your questions in an upcoming live Q&A session. If this video gave you a glimmer of hope, please hit that like button. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next videos. And share this with a fellow dog lover, especially anyone with a German Shepherd. For those who want to dive deeper, consider joining as a channel member. You'll get access to behind-the-scenes training plans, detailed guides, and priority advice in our community. And a huge thank you to everyone who uses the Super Thanks feature. Your support is what keeps these in-depth guides free for everyone. Ready for the next step? Tap the video on your screen right now for my detailed, step-by-step leash reactivity routine. We'll put these principles into action on a walk. Remember, your dog is not broken. They can learn, and they can change. And with this plan, you've got this.